Hello, friends. It's Sarah, and I was not planning on making a video this evening, but I have made an egregious error that a sweet friend just pointed out to me. She excitedly texted and said, I've watched all 3 parts of the CD Quilt video, and I can't find where you made the flying geese block. And I said, well, my goodness, it's in there. And I said, I'll send you the timestamp. And I went hunting through my videos. It's not in there. Somehow I left it out. Here's the kitty cat. And she's just as crazy at home as she is at the cabin. So I said, well, I have the footage. Let me put it together really quickly. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jamie, for pointing that out. I so appreciate you watching. So now we'll get on with it and let's make this fun and crazy flying geese block. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Okay, I thought I'd show you a little of my process here. I just need to figure out what I want to do with these flying geese. My first idea was to do something like this. Make some kind of block where the geese were going this way, and I added some fabric, and I could figure all that out. But that's going to be a little tricky. And then I realized I don't have a large enough cutting mat to trim them up to 12.5, so I kind of started playing around with something else. And here's what I'm thinking. What if, because these measure 3.5 inches, 4 of them together should measure 12.5, which would be this square. What if I make some sort of block like this, where I add a piece here, a piece on each side of one, and then a piece here and here, and make a block? I think that could be quite interesting, and I think that's what we're going to go with. I'll figure out the measurements and get right back to you. Here's what I've come up with for my setting block. I took my flying geese, and I kind of like the way this looks. This will measure 12.5 inches when I sew it together, which is the size of my CD blocks. My geese happen to measure 3.5 by 6.5. I don't know why I made geese that size at that time. It seemed like a good idea, and I like them, so that's what I went with. What I did is on one side here, I've sewn a 6.25 by 3.5 inch strip. I did that to this one, and this one. And here I sewed a 3.5 inch square on either side. I'm going to sew those together into one block, and it should measure 12.5 inches square. Here's our block. Now I did make one miscalculation. The 2 squares here should have been 3.25 inches, not 3.5. So I'll have fixed that. I will just trim this excess off, and that should be my 12.5 inch block. It needs a good press, so we're going to do that next. So there we go. That's all there is to it. And now I remember exactly why that got left out of the first video, and it was because I had made that miscalculation. Did you hear that? That's crazy thunder and lightning. That startled me. I made a miscalculation with the size there, and I thought, ooh, I need to fix that. And then I got all wrapped up in it, and I completely forgot it. So I'm a human too. I'm still learning all these things. Not trying to be somebody that I'm not. So I guess that's a lesson on just being a human and do the best we can, and when it doesn't quite go right, you just do the best that you can to fix it. So there we go. And here now I've already filmed these two, and I realize I'm wearing my Mrs. Roper muumuu. So there you go. When you watch this channel, you know you're getting the real me. I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for watching.